What's up? Welcome to the 1907 show. We made it. It's the last international break of the season. And so we wanted to stop, take a look at where we are in the table, and just talk about the top of the table heading into the break. Awesome. So, how are we feeling about this, Zach?
Feeling a little sick, man. You're too far ahead. I was talking a lot of smack last week. I was, dreaming about Liverpool dropping points to Villa,
Hmm.
Chelsea beating Arsenal, the whole world turning upside down in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, you just pulled away, dude, big time. I honestly, I'm feeling, I don't want City to win another title. I can't stand City winning another title, so rather
Yep.
Liverpool win it. And I think you deserve one. So
City
that's all right.
is a corrupt team. The investigations are getting close. The wagons are circling and they're starting to crumble. I don't. People, they weren't competing with City really. We were. So Liverpool fans, we know how evil this team is and the level that you have to produce to beat whatever they were doing. And that's why we all have PTSD that they can win 18 or 19 in a row. Again, I saw a stat that the longest unbeaten streaks or the longest straight win streaks are two of them are Klopp and one of them is Pep. And our two streaks are separated by a draw to Man United that crazy corrupt ref didn't give.
Oh my gosh.
He's the guy. He's the guy
Oh
that
my
was on VAR
gosh.
that day. So otherwise, it's a
Dude.
huge like 30 whatever win streak, straight wins. So yeah, screw Manchester City. I hope they go
Wow.
down in flames. I hope they strip their titles. We lost by 1 point twice. Everybody knows what's up. We're at a different level, but it's a more competitive league now. I like that. Uh, I think
Well, I think
teams.
the comments on Liverpool we've talked about a lot, but
Yeah,
my quick summary is just that you click in everywhere, you're smooth everywhere, you have solid defense, a great attack, bench is amazing. You just have everything. There's no problem, there's no potential problem foreseeable. The only thing people cling to is like, well, it's Slot's first season in Premier League, maybe he will have a problem at the end, but that's
yeah.
it. So I think there's no real we'll talk about the other teams briefly, but in Liverpool's case, I don't know if you want to add anything, but
No,
it's
no,
just
we've
you're the
said
clear
enough.
favorites in terms of form and what you have right now.
Yeah, I expect us to basically continue like this. I don't think we're at our strongest. I think we're at 85, 90%. And they're still acclimating to Slot. I know that maybe that seems scary, but
Very
you
scary.
you get better under coaches. This is Arsenal's whole thing: trust the process and give Arteta some windows. And I'm sure with Maresca, you're thinking that too. Like, what's it going to be like after a year,
Oh
year
yeah,
and a half with Maresca? So,
Maresca's always saying, I don't expect to be competing at the top with those guys. The managers have been in place for 5 years, whatever, and it's all about that over and over. Which fine, we had to actually build something. I mean, Slot came in and like took over
yeah,
a top form team is a different thing, but at the same time, I don't think anybody expected Slot to do this well. Nobody did. Let's be honest. Nobody did. He's already started. Is it the best start in Liverpool history, or second, or
it's the best start of any Premier League manager in history.
really up through
Yeah.
11 games?
Yep.
What?
Well, any Premier League manager like their first season.
Oh, their first season.
Yeah, their
Yeah,
first
yeah.
season. Yep. He passed like
Oh,
Mourinho, all everybody. It's the top. So
wow.
yeah, he's the real deal, and
He
you know
annoys me. I think he's smug and arrogant, and he
he is
annoys me.
extremely.
I don't like him. But I liked him initially. I was like, oh, I like this guy. He's calm and cool and smart. But he's a little bit too smug for my taste.
He's a little edgy.
He is a little edgy. I don't mind the edgy so much. It's just the kind of like it's a kind of Dutch thing sometimes.
Yes, it super is. Where I'm from in Michigan, everyone, loads of Van this, like loads of Dutch people. So I'm actually kind of familiar with it. There's a big Dutch contingent. I mean, there's Holland, the city Holland, Michigan was close to where
Yeah,
we live,
right.
so it's very Dutch up there.
And
Uh,
yeah,
I'm very used to it, but they're
yeah.
also very nice, very calm. In
Yeah,
intelligence,
no, they're
flexible.
calm, down to earth, practical, realistic. Yeah, there's a lot of good qualities. I
Hard
love the
work.
Netherlands. I lived there. It was my favorite team since I was a kid, since
Mm,
Rudy Gullit and Marco van Basten days.
mm,
Lived there for 5 months. I love the place, but there is an arrogance to the people that is
yeah.
a little annoying at times, and he's particularly has it. But yeah, we'll move on. They're the favorite. You
Whoa,
know,
whoa, what was
I
your
said a
team that
year
you
ago.
liked when you were there?
What's
Like
that?
what local team did you like when you were there?
Well, I lived in Groningen,
Okay.
the north,
Did
so
he did he
far
play
away
for?
from. Um,
No, but
I
did Van Dyke play for them?
somebody there is a connection on your team. I forget who. I just heard it a week ago.
Okay.
Um,
I think
I
it's Van
wonder if
Dyke, bro.
Slot might have coached Groningen at some point. I'm not sure. You could. We'll have that for another episode.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was not a great team, but it was. I played there too in like the seventh tier,
I love
graduate
that.
in graduate school. Scored an amazing goal that
I
used to be
saw
on
that.
YouTube. YouTube. I
Far
don't know
post
if
up
it's.
90.
But yeah, no, I said about a year ago I thought Liverpool was the best team in the league, and I think they've only gotten stronger. And moving to number two, I think City has gotten weaker. I think you can't say how much is from Rodri being out. It's very hard. He just won the Ballon d'Or. It's hard to say how important he was. But I heard another comment the other day which really stuck out to me. The whole team is just getting older, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Walker, just getting a little bit older. He's getting toasted sometimes.
Love
You
it.
got
They're targeting him. They're
yeah,
targeting.
he's not yeah, he's not in the best. Kevin De Bruyne is barely present. Um, you got the situation with Rodri. Grealish is absent as well. So it's just it's a weird stage they're in. You still have so many top players, but there's just a kind of feeling of staleness and a little bit of wrinkles or aches creeping in, and Pep potentially leaving after this year. I just, nobody's going to write them off, but they just don't look like the team that would win the league. Liverpool does.
Love that. I think Arsenal's going to make it hard. I think Arsenal obviously has taken a lot of hits in the first part of this season. So I expect more from Arsenal going forward, especially if Odegaard stays fit. And I've been surprised by Arteta. I think he is switching it up. I still think they're a dark arts team. Liverpool's top of the league, and the way we're playing is attractive. That's important. The point is for fans to enjoy watching the game. If a team like Arsenal is top of the league, it's like, for me, it's almost sacrilegious. Like, how could a team that does these dark arts, super defensive? I hate that. But they're not doing that. They came out and they were attacking us. In the game with you, it was very even, very tactical. Both people really pressing. So that actually makes me hate them less because they're actually playing football and coming out and attacking. So,
Yeah.
um,
So
yeah.
first of all, you skipped a team. That's
I,
rude. But
I
we'll come back to it,
figure save
and then I'll
save.
stomp on your foot again. But no, I agree. I I think again they looked a lot better with Odegaard back and their full team. Pretty much back to health. There's an argument that Declan Rice wasn't full form in the last match either,
Mhm.
but still, I think they do look like they could challenge. But the thing with them, I just feel like, is they lose one or two players and they're not the same team. And I feel like when
Mm.
Liverpool loses a player or two, they're the same team, and you
Yeah.
don't lose anything. And I mean, maybe it would be different if you lost Salah or Van Dijk, or maybe it was because they lost Odegaard, and
Yeah.
that's all it comes down to. But they just always feel like a team that doesn't have enough of a bench, and they don't even have enough quality in the attack. It feels like to be the league leader. I mean, Havertz, Martinelli, these guys, they're not the attacking players of a number one team, in my opinion. So
No, they're
uh,
not. Exactly.
I don't know. And Saka can come in and help, but it's like they don't have the top tier that Liverpool and City have. And yeah, I mean, they're below Chelsea. They suck, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that is it hasn't taken Maresca that long to put a stamp on Chelsea, has it? And it definitely hasn't taken Slot that long. But Arsenal is still trusting the freaking process with this Arteta guy. My feeling about Arteta the whole time is this is not a top tier coach. This is a good coach. He's going to come in, he's going to stabilize, he's going to have his way, but it's not that absolute peak that you need to actually win stuff. And he's proving it when these new managers come in and they're like, boom, didn't take
Yeah,
five transfer windows.
for me, a big thing last season was when they played City in Manchester and they went for the draw. It's felt like, and they didn't go for the win. To me,
Yeah.
that was where the season ended for them. And I like the question I have is, did he learn from that? Is he going to go for the win more? I felt like they really went after Chelsea, but they're like backs against the wall. They needed a win big time, so they
Right.
had to go. And I just feel like Chelsea has more. They have more ambition. They have more desire to just attack and win, and still try to play solid defense. So obviously our defense isn't as good as theirs, but it's just we have more of that like winning mentality, desire to win. It feels like sometimes,
Yeah.
and actually we only have one more goal against us than Arsenal, despite everyone talking about how leaky our defense is and how bad our goalie is and everything. We're
Uh-huh.
only one more goal against than Arsenal and three more goals for. So
Exactly. People, they talk a lot of stuff, but it's all about the balance. And, goalies, I've really experienced this with Allison coming in, that goalies really do matter at the top level because when you play top teams and especially in big competitions, that's where you need that goalie for that fine margins, extra percent. So I don't think
yeah,
Chelsea
this is
has that. I don't
this is
think
our
Arsenal
weakness.
has that. I think Kelleher is better than
Yeah,
any.
I would say Kelleher over Raya or Sanchez.
I'd pick him over anybody except for Martinez, Ederson, or Allison in
Yeah,
the
I
league.
think I think I'm in the same boat.
And I don't like Martinez. I think he's a troll. And I'm so happy. Did you see Aston Villa? Did you see him trying to waste time from the beginning? Like, he's hilarious, dude.
I actually
Oh,
love him.
yeah.
He's I mean, I think he's horrible sometimes. There's some of the things he's done. I'm just like that's too far, man. But I love him, and he's actually extremely intelligent. Have you ever seen his interviews about penalties or anything? He's extremely intelligent goalie. He
Is
knows what
he?
he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
he knows.
huge personality. Like, when I call him a troll, I do it affectionately because
No, he does it with a strategy. He's got a lot behind it all. He's not just an idiot. He's out there doing it with a strategy. He's got so much behind what he does. It's wild. He's really smart.
that's
But
fun.
that explains why he's so good.
Well, there's a
But
famous
yeah,
game where Allison fell on the ball exactly like him, like imitated him perfectly once we were
yeah,
up. Yeah.
nah, yeah. I wish he was on my team. I would, yeah. But yeah. So there's Arsenal. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everyone's saying Arsenal's still in the title race and Chelsea doesn't have a chance. So I think that's a bit rude when we're above Arsenal. I know it's on goal differential, but still,
I hope you
yeah.
finish above Arsenal, man, because your team actually is known as an attacking team, and they're famous for what? Cucurella is good, but you're not famous for Cucurella. You're famous for Palmer and for Jackson actually showing up. That's what people like
Yeah,
are
we're an
going. That's why
attacking
you're bringing
team.
your kid to a game. Oh my gosh, do you see? I mean, Palmer before he got put in Curtis Jones' pockets. I haven't seen him since then, but before that, it's like he's megging somebody. He's doing some hot move every week. I think Palmer is the most exciting player in the league this year.
Yeah,
A team like
yeah,
that deserves credit. You
yeah.
know.
So you want to move down, or
No, I'm good talking about top. I mean, Brighton's an
you
excellent
asked me
team.
about Forest, and I just wanted to say that I think it's disrespectful. We got cut off a couple times doing this. So you
Yeah,
asked me about Forest. I just think it's disrespectful when a team is up there that you're like, oh, they won't be up there long, or they're not going to stay up there. I just, after what Leicester City did, I just think, give them their plaudits, give them their respect when they're up there.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I guess it's a stupid thing to do, but they're up there for a reason. They deserve to be up there, and they deserve to be in the discussion as long as they're up there, in my opinion. And
yeah, well said.
now they've dropped a little bit. They were third, but now they're fifth. That whole area is so tight. Brighton, to me, I was blown away that you struggled with Brighton. They beat City because that to me was our easiest match of the whole season.
Yeah.
It should have been 6-2 or something. It was like we walked all over them,
Yeah.
and they looked like they were going to struggle this season. So I'm shocked at how well they've done since then. Maybe they learned something from that, but they're doing well. But still, yeah, I mean, none of those teams look scary to me below the top four. Maybe
Brighton are good. I think the Premier League is scary. I think that you can. Spurs has been massively underperforming. Man United has been massively underperforming. Newcastle. Brighton has an identity. Brighton's been one of the most attractive teams to watch for several seasons in a row. Now, I have a bone to pick with Brighton forever because they played City on the last day of one of those leagues that we lost by 1 point, and Brighton was actually up at one point in the game. They were up 1-0. And so at that point, we actually had the league wrapped up, and then they lost. So I won't forgive them for that. But, yeah, Brighton they're a good team. And imagine if Brighton had, like, Chelsea's transfer budget.
Yeah, no, they're really surprising how well they do season after season, even after they sell so many good players. So, yeah, what's your final, at this stage of the race, what's your final prediction for top four?
Oh, that's really good. I think top four is going to be exactly who we see there right now.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
I
Well,
I think it's going to be exactly this. I think this is how the league's going to end. I think there's a 50% chance this is exactly how the league's going to end. And I hope it this way. If the next bet would be that Arsenal just hops over Chelsea, but it's like they're tied right now. So it's a toss-up who finishes ahead there.
yeah, we actually have a really good run of games coming now, but then I'm afraid that we'll slip up against teams that we shouldn't. So we'll see. All right.
Well, good. Happy international break. Good stuff. 1907 show out.
I get to step on your foot twice next time I see you.
What did I do now?
for some of your comments about my team and players.
Well, that's
All
what
right. All right. I won't do it. Peace.
Peace out.